It's Tuesday, August 13th, 2024, and I'm outside Your Choice Family Restaurant because it's cruise-in time again, and you know what happens when it's cruise-in time. That's right. The Great American Cheeseburger is on sale. You get a cheeseburger, fries, and a drink for $10. I'll tell you what, and it is the best cheeseburger you're ever going to have. I promise you that. And the reason they do that is because it's time for the Your Choice Family Restaurant in Southeast Iowa today with John Bain cruise-in. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of cars here tonight. You're going to look. I'll show you kind of like down behind me. They're that way. They're across the parking lot over there. It's a good night. There's even a really cool Indian motorcycle that I'll get a little closer later on the podcast so you can see that more. This episode is brought to you by Griner Auto Body of Washington, Iowa, using state-of-the-art techniques and decades of experience to get your car back on the road after an accident. Car Doctor of Washington, Iowa. No matter who Frankensteined it, they can fix and clean and customize it. McDonald Boneyard of Keota, Iowa, for all of your farm equipment and auto recycling needs. Hinshaw Trailer Sales of Richland, Iowa. You need a trailer? They've got your trailer, and they fix what they sell and don't in their full-time repair shop. Girling Repair of Winfield, Iowa. If your mower is dead, that's right. Call Fred, your Husqvarna, Aaron's, and Gravely dealer. B&B Propane and the family of Jet Stops. And Blue Dog Lawn Care of Wayland, Iowa, for all of your residential and commercial lawn care needs. And when the snow starts flying, they take care of that for you as well. And they all present Southeast Iowa today. I'm John Bain, author of Christie's Journey, The Beat Goes On, and your host. Let's check out these rides. Hobe, welcome to the program. And thanks for coming to the cruise-in tonight.
Sure, glad to be here.
Tell the audience what year this truck is and anything you want to share with us.
It's a 1950 Dodge, 1-ton, light-duty truck. And the reason it's a light-duty is because it does not have dual wheels on the back axle.
Okay, and we can see right there, there certainly are not. And I see here there's a sign on the side of the truck. Is that pronounced Frey?
Fry.
Fry. Auto Fry's General Store, Noble, Iowa. And if you want to call Otto, you tell the operator dial 138F2. Is that right?
That's correct.
You think that still works?
Probably not. Probably not.
Now, Otto, I understand when we were talking off camera, was the first owner of this truck.
That's correct, to the best of my knowledge.
Now, did you end up getting it from him?
No. The store was closed in about 1973 or 4, and the contents of the store and the real estate and the truck were all sold at auction. And as I understand it, a gentleman in Wayland, who I think his name was Clarence Crowell, bought the truck and took it home, and I don't know what he did with it. I actually bought it at a consignment sale in Mount Pleasant probably 10 years ago, I'm guessing. Apparently at that time it belonged to his nephew, Ken Crable,
okay,
who was the sheriff of Henry County at that time.
Oh, wow.
But when Mr. Crowell had it, story has it, which I got from Sheriff Crable, that somebody broke into Mr. Crowell's home during the day one day when he was home.
Oh.
And supposedly he had the guy outside down on the ground and had a rifle on him, threatening bodily harm. And somebody called the sheriff's department in Mount Pleasant, and Ken Crable came out and broke everything up, and they did arrest the guy, I think, for breaking and entering or whatever. And about 2 weeks later, Mr. Crowell called Ken Crable and told him that he owed him a favor. And Ken said, "What for?" And he said, "Well, for coming out and breaking up that mess when the guy broke into my house, and I didn't end up shooting him, and I didn't have to go to jail, and et cetera, et cetera." So Mr. Crowell told Ken, he said, "If you would like to have your Uncle Otto's truck, come up here and get it."
Wow.
So Ken went to the grocery store, got two $75 gift cards, and brought him out to Wayland to get the truck, and he told Mr. Crowell's daughter, make sure this gets spent on food and not other stuff.
There you
So that's how it wound up down in Mount Pleasant, and then
Wow.
I guess he lost interest in it. The motor was stuck in it when I got it.
Well, speaking of motors, let's go around to the front here. I want to get a shot of what this front end looks like. And you told me that around 48 is when they changed.
48 was when this body style was introduced.
Okay.
And the Dodge trucks had the widest cab of all the pickup trucks that were built in this country, and they had the shortest wheelbase and the sharpest turning radius.
That is incredible. Now, before I got you on the camera, I said I was going to get this Indian on video, so while he's taking off, we'll show it. I figured he was making a heck of a racket. We might as well show him.
Talk anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah. The other thing that's kind of unique about this truck is there's a lever on the front seat, right underneath the seat cushion,
okay.
that you can flip left or right to adjust the firmness of the springs in the seat cushion.
In 1950.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Dodge brothers knew what
Yeah,
they were doing.
They did. It has a 230 cubic inch 6-cylinder flathead engine. It's about 95 horsepower, I believe.
Wow. Well, you know what? Every time, if you've ever watched my podcast, and the folks that already have, they know what I'm going to do next.
Okay.
Every time I look under a hood,
Yeah.
I grunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm grunting at the flathead right now. All
You
right.
want to hear it run?
Yeah, I want to hear it
Let's
run.
see if it'll start.
And you told me it has 46,000 original
That
miles.
is correct. Yeah, it never went very far. Probably
Wow.
the only thing I think Otto used it for was to go to Burlington to pick up supplies for the store and deliver
Wow.
product to his customers.
Yeah, that is wild.
Now you have to push the pedal down here for the starter.
Oh, okay.
So push the clutch in, we got the key turned on.
Boy, it started right up. Sounds good.
You might want to check out the dual exhaust on the other side.
Yeah. Got dual exhaust. Very cool. Boy, it started right up. Runs like a top, doesn't it?
It runs good. Actually, what I ended up doing, the motor was stuck that was in it, and a friend of mine out in Virginia that I knew I used to live in Maryland, and I met this guy from down in Virginia, and he had a 39 Plymouth pickup truck that had a 55 Plymouth engine in it. And then he decided he wanted to make a street rod out of it, so he took the 6-cylinder out of it, the Plymouth motor out, and put in a General Motors V6 with an automatic overdrive, etc. So when he did that, I ended up buying that motor from him for, I think it was $500, and a friend of mine brought it out here to me from Maryland.
Well, that's nice.
So that's how I got it back on the road. But
Now there's like 3 people watching that don't know where Noble is.
Okay.
And it's just east of here and then a little bit north.
Yes, you go east of here, probably 3 miles maybe.
Right.
And there's a street down there that's called Gabriel, and you turn left or turn north on Gabriel, and you go about maybe 2 miles roughly, and you're going to go down a hill, and at the bottom of the hill there's a shop building on the right hand side, and that was Otto Fry's general store back
Right
in
by
the
the
day.
speed trap.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
Because I tell you what, when you're going down that road, you go to 55 down to 35,
Just like
almost
that.
just like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah, the Fry family ran that store for approximately 60 years.
60 years.
So it had to have been at least 2 generations.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because it was Otto ran it, and then his son Vernon was the last one, I believe, that ran it.
Wow. Well, this is cool. I mean,
Yeah.
here we are in 2024 with what was at one time Otto's brand new truck,
Yep.
and still today his name's on the side.
It is.
That's a really nice tribute.
It was funny. I brought it up here, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago to a car show right here. It was on a Sunday, and parked it over there. And there must have been a half a dozen old guys that came up to me, and they walked around the truck and looked at it, and they shook their heads And several of them said, you know, I remember riding in that truck when I was a little kid.
Isn't that something?
And one guy came up to me and he said, you know, he said, when I was in high school, I was working in a gas station in Wayland and I used to service that truck.
Wow.
And one guy who was really sharp looked at the front of it and he said, those fog lights were not on that truck when Otto owned it. And I said, probably not. I said, I put them on, but they're period correct.
There you go. Well, Otto never went out in the fog.
Right. Right.
Well, this is awesome. Is there anything that you wanted to mention about the truck that we haven't talked about?
I think I've covered everything. The intrigue with this truck is, when I was in high school, eighth grade, freshman year of high school, I made the acquaintance of a friend of mine. His name was Tom Daney, and his dad ran a lawn and garden shop in Northbrook, Illinois, where we lived.
That's up by Chicago.
It is. We lived there from 56 to 66, so my formative years.
There you go.
Speak. So anyway, I got to know Tom, and then when I was a sophomore in high school, I believe it was, or freshman maybe, I can't remember, I started working for his dad in the lawnmower shop part-time, and they had a 49 Dodge half-ton pickup that Grandpa had bought new, just kind of like this thing almost.
I'll tell you.
And
they're good trucks.
yeah, and Tom's father had started this lawnmower business, repair business, in 55 or 56, and when his father had passed on, he inherited the Dodge truck, and they used it for the lawn and garden business to go pick up lawnmowers or snow blowers or whatever the season and repair them and deliver them back to the customer. So that's where I became exposed to the Dodge truck.
Gotcha. Well, it's just...
And the thing that's I mean, people think it's a pain in the neck, which it is to some degree, but this has a 4-speed transmission in it, and it is not synchro mesh.
Okay.
We refer to them affectionately as a crash box because you have to double clutch when you're shifting up or down to try to synchronize the gear so they don't grind.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, you could almost be a circus act because you have to be a contortionist to start it,
Yeah.
and then to drive it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Hobe, thanks so much for being
Sure.
on the
Glad to
podcast
be.
today.
Hope everybody will enjoy the story.
Oh, I bet they will, and thanks for coming to the cruising.
Okay.
If you like this episode half as much as I like bringing it to you, make sure to give it a like, and also make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. It's free.
In fact, I tell you what,
I'll tell you what, they got a lot of cars here tonight. The Grabers are here. Ken Lindmeier's here. Larry Google, he's showing off. He brought 2 cars tonight. I have not seen this one here before. Holy cow. It's orange. And you know what I think about orange cars? There aren't enough. Yeah, that's right. There's not enough orange cars in the world. Now, sometimes you can look on the tail lights and figure out what year that is. And I can't see it right now, but we'll check it out later and I'll put the year on the screen. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk to the owner. But I like it. And of course, we're under the hood. Hey, Tigger. There's my buddy, my General Lee. We'll go across now.
I can't stand it. I'm gonna give it up and quit. Ain't never coming back. But before I get going,
Got all kinds of vehicles here tonight. This used to be our buddy John Campbell's car. Now his brother has it. He's got it here tonight. We're glad that they're here. Another orange car. Check out this Firebird. to do it. Roger and Melanie Patton are here tonight. We got all kinds of cool rides here tonight. Cool rides and great people here tonight. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Hi, Melanie. Good to see everybody. Thanks for coming out. Stoffers, how are you? More Stoffers. How are you? You guys having fun? Are you having fun tonight? Good. I'll tell you, you know, we've had all these overcast nights, but they've been all right. We don't get sunburned that way. Yeah. So, big stuff coming up in the Quad Cities this weekend. National Street Ride event. And you're going to be up at that.
I'll be up there.
You going to have the Chevy there?
Probably not. I'm going to take my valve cover racing track up.
Oh, I'll tell you, you've gotten very popular with that. He was always popular, but he's gotten more popular. The valve cover racing, you got the wheels on the valve cover, and now if I've seen some stuff on Facebook. Now you have to have it certain size, or does it matter?
There's a size limitations and a maximum of 10 pounds of weight.
Okay, and how long is the track?
The actual racing surface is about 22 feet.
Okay, and I know a lot of people in Mount Pleasant have seen them run.
Yeah. We had 14 of them last Friday night.
Awesome. And that would have been August 9th.
Probably.
I only know that because my birthday was the 8th, and that was on Thursday. Otherwise, I just, you know, I was just trying to impress you both. But, so you're going to have that up in Davenport.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you, that's going to be like, next thing you know, they're going to want you to go on the circuit with them.
Probably will.
Yeah. Does he have time for that? No. All right. Well, thank you both for coming out tonight.
Yeah, we'll see ya.
If you like this episode half as much as I like bringing it to you, make sure to give it a like, and also make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. It's free. Randy, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Appreciate it, John. Great to be here.
Now, people are seeing on the screen right now your name, Randy Bain from New London, Iowa, and they're thinking, well, how's he related to John Bain? And for the life of us, we don't know.
We don't know. I really don't know. I thought it was pretty neat hearing your story and your last name, but I have no clue if we are or not.
Well, you know, we're getting along, so we can keep that proverbial branch of the family tree on just in case.
That's right.
All right. Tell us about this very cool Chevy Impala you've got right here.
So it's a 1963 Impala that my dad purchased in 1980. So I was a year old, grown up with the car, many memories. Went to Super Chevy Sunday 14 straight years as a kid over in Indianapolis. 3-day car show and drag race. Anything Chevy, it can't be. It's got to be Chevy powered. If it's not, you can't bring it.
Okay.
But just the trips over there all the years, growing up, and Mom and Dad have said that it's going to be your car.
And what's your parents' names?
Chet and Jan Bain.
Chet and Jan.
They're
Are they from
New London also?
Okay. Now, right behind you, show us here. You've got the Tasmanian Devil painted on here.
Yes, Taz, my dad had painted on when he got the car, and it's just been my favorite cartoon character since I was a kid because of that. I've got many different Taz stuffed animals at home, and my first ever tattoo actually was the Tasmanian Devil with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right.
I love the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm a diehard Steeler fan, so it just went hand in hand.
I'm 58 years old, and I don't have any tattoos. And the reason is I have never thought of anything I want on my body for my entire life that God didn't put there. How could you do that? How can you make up your mind to do that?
It's the things that are most important to me, which is my family, Pittsburgh Steelers football, and my kids. I mean, I've got my 2 boys as first and middle names. They're named after Pittsburgh Steelers players. I've got Mom and Dad. They're the Impala there. And just like the back window there, the old Impala Chevrolet logo and the Chevy #1 in Mom and Dad's name.
Well, you know, when you look at it that way, then it's easy to do.
Some things that mean the most. If it's like you said with tattoos, John, I won't do it if it's not something meaningful to me.
Right. Well, this car obviously is meaningful to you and your whole family.
Absolutely.
Your dad drove it here tonight.
Yes, he drove it, and I think he'll probably let me drive it home tonight.
Oh, very cool. Let's look at the interior on this
Absolutely.
thing. Holy cow. Now that's not stock.
No, that is, my dad had that done. A lady out of New London actually that had that custom made and whatnot. And
So that was all that was custom done in New London.
yep, in New London, yep.
Wow, very cool.
So something that's all the boys, my sons love it, and it's just so comfy and whatnot.
You know, I mean, when they say they don't make cars like they used to, I mean, it's true. I mean, look right here.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, it is. Now, what size engine does this have?
It's got a little bit bored over 350.
Okay.
So about 355 cubes.
So it can haul the mail.
Yeah. It's a heavy car, but it can still haul it.
There you go. There you go. You have any special memories that you can talk about in public and that will be out on the internet forever that are connected with this car?
The favorite memories would be the trips, like I was saying, to Super Chevy Sunday, because ever since I was a baby and going 14 straight years, it was my parents and my two brothers, so all five of us, the five Bain family, going over there and just 3 days a year.
So the three boys were back here.
The three boys were back. Now there was times when I had a broken arm actually when I was in 5th grade, and I sat up front with mom and dad in the middle seat there.
Well, that was because otherwise you'd be hitting your brothers with the cast.
Yeah, that and back then, you know, child laws, we didn't have to have car seats, and that's what my mom just was talking to somebody earlier. Didn't have to have car seats back in there. She was telling my wife that.
Yeah. Different times now. Different
Yes.
times. Probably good that they have to have them now.
Probably yes.
Yeah.
Our two wild boys, that they definitely needed them.
Yeah, it definitely keeps some people contained that way, doesn't it? If there was something I should have asked you about this car that I didn't, and you would like to share with us, what would that be?
Just what it means to let my parents know too, if they see this, just what it means. I tell them till I could win the lottery and I could give them every dime of it.
Wow.
And in my heart, it would not be enough for everything they've done for me and for my kids. And now giving this to me down the road it's going to be passed on, and it will not go anywhere. It's a family heritage thing.
Well, it sounds like the Bains raised a good young man. Randy, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Been great talking, John.
And thanks for sharing the Impala with
You
us.
bet. Thank you.
Sarah, what a night tonight.
It has been a good night.
And you actually get to come outside with the cars and the people.
I ran out here to check out the cars for a minute while I got a break.
I say the place has been hopping inside.
It has.
Now, this is our third cruise in of the year.
Yep.
Is the Great American Cheeseburger still up in the 98 percentile?
Oh yeah,
of
that
orders?
was most of my orders tonight.
I had one earlier and it was delicious.
And we had our new homemade chips too, so those were pretty good sellers too. So
I tried them.
they're kind of on our menu for a limited time to see how they go. So if you like them, come try them out.
Well, I'm hoping that they stay on for more than a little bit of a limited time because
That's
I
what
really
I
like
keep
them.
hearing.
Well, okay. Make a note of that,
Yes.
please. Now, besides the cheeseburgers that are really wonderful, I have to mention my favorite.
Tuna salad croissant.
That's right, tuna salad croissant. That's my favorite sandwich. I'm hoping someday, maybe you'll just start calling it the Giant Bain.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm changing it on the menu the next time we do a menu change.
Oh my goodness, I'm so honored. That's awesome. Now tell everybody the hours of Your Choice Restaurant, and I'll make sure to put it on the screen.
Okay, we're Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturdays we open early from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then Sundays are morning only, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
There you
Closed
go.
on Mondays.
All right, and you've also got a Facebook page.
Yep, we always post our daily specials on there, and then sometimes, as we have things going on, we'll try to post it on there and keep everybody updated.
Awesome, and I tell you, I always give them a like when I see
Yep,
them.
well, we
That's for sure.
appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you. Appreciate the opportunity to co-host this event with you every month. We've got one more coming up in September.
Yep.
Second Tuesday of the month, and I believe that's September 10th.
Gonna take your word for it. I can't
All
remember
right.
off the top of my head.
Well, I'm going to double check, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. But if I'm not right, the folks that are watching this right now will see on the screen the correct information, or they'll see, hey, he was actually right. All right, Sarah, thanks so much.
Thank you guys.
And just like that, we go from a full parking lot to an empty parking lot. It was a great night. Great night to have a Great American Cheeseburger. Great night to have a Great American Cruise In right here at Your Choice Family Restaurant in Wayland, Iowa. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all the folks who came out tonight. And thanks to my sponsors, Griner Auto Body, Car Doctor, McDonald Boneyard, Hinshaw Trailer Sales, Girling Repair, B&B Propane, and the family of Jet Stops, and Blue Dog Lawn Care. I'm your host, John Bain. Stay friendly, Southeast Iowa.